on Sunday night, and we had an awesome practice. And our guys responded just like I knew that we would respond, because as we talked about as a team in our team meeting on Sunday, our foundation is really strong.
Gamecocks back at home for the last 2 games of the season, starting with the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers tomorrow afternoon right here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Welcome into Carolina Kickoff presented by Rushes. I'm your host, Hanna Barton. This is Debo Williams. Debo back in the saddle and back at Williams-Brice Stadium tomorrow night.
Glad to be back. Let's protect Williams-Brice.
All right. Well, it was a tough loss in College Station last weekend after South Carolina fell to Texas A&M 31-30. It looked promising for the Gamecocks as they headed into the half with a 27-point lead. Unfortunately, the Aggies would rally back in the second half to score 28 unanswered points and get the win. Debo, what are some things that allowed the Aggies to make that comeback?
I don't know if they were possessed by the Patriots or if we were possessed by the Atlanta Falcons, but that just cannot happen. We have to do better. When you up 28, you have to put your foot on the first.
What are some things that Texas A&M was able to do differently in the second half that allowed them to come back and maybe South Carolina struggled with it?
Once Texas A&M caught momentum, they just wanted more. Like at the end of the day, we're up by 28. We have to figure out a way to win that game.
Well, here's what Coach Beamer had to say after the loss.
To say that I'm hurt for our guys is a understatement. I know the rest of the country was surprised with what was going on in the first half. We weren't. If you've been watching us play all season, I mean, we had great confidence coming into this game. We fully expected to be in this game, fully expected to be a 4-quarter game. And certainly we got off to a great start. We had great confidence. I get it. Our record is what it is, but our guys also understood this is, we won this game by 24 points last year. And we had great confidence coming into this game for a lot of reasons, because there's a lot of players that played out there today that were in that game last season. And, like the game last season, we were up, they came back, took the lead, and then we scored 24 straight in the second half. And then today we were up, they came back and they were able to finish it.
Well, let's take a look at some of the stats from last Saturday. The Gamecocks caused the Aggies to turn the ball over 4 times. The Aggies, though, with over 500 yards of total offense, rallying from 30 to 3 down. Marcel Reed had 440 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. The Gamecocks just could not stop the Aggie air attack. Now, Debo, we can look at these numbers all we want, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the people in the program, in the building. You've been a part of that program during some high highs and some low lows. What are some things that this program really needs right now?
We need leadership. I said this in the beginning of the year, beginning of the season. I'm saying it now. Guys have to step up. When I was there, we go 5-7, and at the end of the year, I tell guys like Nick Emenwari, Boogie, DQ Smith, and DQ's still there, so I know he's in there leading as much as he can. But I tell these guys, I'm staying. Y'all staying here with me, and we're gonna make this happen. We're not going out 5-7. I'm not leaving University of South Carolina with a bad season like that, So it's just guys like that. You have to step up, And I talk to those guys that's in the building now, and we need that type of leadership. At the end of the day, you up by 28 points. I don't care what happens. They don't win that game. You do not allow them to come back, and that just comes with leaders stepping their foot and the other players following along.
Well, anxious to see what kind of leadership was able to step up these last 2 games of the season. But coming up on Carolina Kickoff presented by Russians, we take a look at Coastal Carolina, why the Gamecocks can't look past the Chanticleers this time around. Plus, we sit down with this week's South Carolina Education Lottery student athlete. You're watching Carolina Kickoff presented by Rushes.
I'm looking forward to hearing about your journey, getting to South Carolina and your experiences since you've been here.
Hey guys, come on over. Plenty of room.
Bro, this is so good. Yeah, I get why y'all keep coming back. This is next level.
A Gamecock tradition for 85 years.
Y'all boys good? Y'all got quiet there for a minute.
What? It's Rushes. Get you fired up.
Rushes, a proud partner of South Carolina athletes and all hometown heroes.
Introducing this year's Carolina Jackpot $5 scratch-off ticket, featuring a chance to win up to $200,000. You can even enter your tickets into the Second Chance promotion. Step on the court for a chance to win $50, $75, or $100,000. This Palmetto Series, let's show who really runs this state.
Every athlete has a unique style. For me, it's about a one-of-a-kind approach to my sport. It's not just about what I do on the field, it's about who I am off of it. My inspirations, my taste, and my story. So when I got the chance to design my own sunglasses, I had to make them a reflection of me. Introducing my signature collection, the Lenore Sellers Autograph Series sunglasses. Every line, every color, every detail, chosen by me. They're not just built for performance, they're designed with my personality. The Lenore Sellers Autograph Series, my vision for your vision.
I love this place. I can go with the local barbecue, perfectly seasoned fried chicken, hot dog with chili, and all the famous fries. But I keep thinking about a juicy, delicious burger piled high with all my favorite toppings. Every game, every meal, I carry the weight of my namesake.
Welcome to Rush's. May I take your order, please?
It's destiny. I'll take a double bacon cheeseburger basket and a sweet tea.
For Jackson Burger, there's only one true choice, and it's always 100% USDA choice Chuck.
Did you really think I was going to order the chicken?
Rush's, the official burger of USC football player Jackson Burger and all our hometown heroes.
Well, welcome back to Carolina Kickoff, presented by Rush's. Let's take a look at the history between South Carolina and Coastal Carolina. Not a ton there, actually, surprisingly. The Gamecocks have only faced off with Coastal just twice in the history of the two programs. The Gamecocks have won both of those matchups, including 70-10 in 2013. And most recently in 2018, it was actually the season opener for the Gamecocks. Quarterback Jake Bentley had 250 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Rico Dowell had a touchdown on the ground. Debo Samuel had a touchdown reception. All in all, it was a great day for the Gamecocks, almost 550 total yards against the Chanticleers to open the season 1-0. But Debo, that was a few years before you got here. Coastal is a much different program now. What kind of things do you think we can expect to see from this matchup tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably Coastal Super Bowl. I know they're going to take it super serious, and we have to come out and play our game. I look back to the South Carolina State game, and we didn't do what we were supposed to. We didn't dominate. And so we should be looking for vengeance for that and just show the state who the best. You know, we got these last 2 games, and this is a pride for the state. Take over and dominate these last 2 games.
What are some things from this Coastal Carolina team? I don't know if you've been able to see a lot of them play this season, but that, you know, we may want to watch out for, whether that's a vulnerability for South Carolina or just something Coastal does really well.
Yeah, so they've been having a pretty good season from what I've seen. And, you know, they're going to come in here and try to do what they do. I did hear that the QB is hurt. I don't know if he's going to play in this game, but we have to take advantage of that. So,
well, Coastal Carolina does rank 24th in the country in running the football. Debo, what is the key for the South Carolina defense to be able to stop a successful run game?
To play like an SEC team, you know. They're 24th in the country, but they're not on the SEC schedule, so we need to play like an SEC team and dominate.
Well, here is what Beamer had to say about tomorrow's matchup against Coastal.
Certainly a team that's gotten better as the year has gone on. They present some problems defensively. They've got good personnel. The scheme is a little bit different than what we see week in, week out in this conference. So we've got to do a great job of putting together a plan to go attack a defensive structure that's a little bit different. And they're very talented on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, they're running the heck out of the football. They've used 3 quarterbacks this year. All 3 quarterbacks are a threat with their legs. They're really deep at receiver, play a lot of guys at the receiver position, talented at the running back position, and they have size on the offensive line, and they present a lot of problems from a schematic standpoint, hence the fact that they've scored 40 or more in multiple games here in a row.
Coming off such a tough loss on the road, what kind of are the feelings that come with wanting to get a win back at home after something like last weekend in College Station?
Now, at this point, the players, the coaches, you just need to care more. I'm not saying they don't care, but we need pride at this point, you know, to just come out and dominate. And I think it's been affected a little bit by the transfer portal. You know, it's just you got guys coming in and out each and every year, and guys aren't normally homegrown anymore. They're not at that school for 3 or 4 years anymore. And I think that's a big difference because guys come in and don't understand the pride of the school, and they just here to get some money, or they just here to try to go to the NFL, you know. And I think guys need to care a little bit more, you know, and we're able to do that, and we'd be able to just play with Gamecock pride.
Obviously, they're going to get a big taste of that next weekend whenever South Carolina takes on Clemson. But now, first, they got to tackle Coastal, so it should be a great test for them. Well, the Gamecocks are trying to get back in the win column tomorrow, and coming up on Carolina Kickoff, we're going to sit down with the Garnet Trust Director of Operations, Jeremy Smith, and we are going to be right back after this.
If you're a Gamecock fan and a business owner, this is for you. What if every time a customer swiped their card at your business, instead of those processing fees vanishing to some giant corporation's pocket, part of that money went right back to fuel NIL for the Gamecocks? And what if, on top of that, Gamecock athletes like me help promote your business, making you the local favorite? I'm Oscar III, running back for the South Carolina Gamecocks, and I'm excited to share our brand new partnership with Run Payments. So if you run a restaurant, salon, retail shop, or any business that takes card payments, let's talk. Let's run with the Garnet Trust.
I love this place. I can go with the local barbecue, perfectly seasoned fried chicken, hot dog with chili, and the famous fries. But I keep thinking about a juicy, delicious burger piled high with all my favorite toppings. Every game, every meal, I carry the weight of my namesake.
Welcome to Rush's. May I take your order, please?
It's destiny. I'll take a double bacon cheeseburger basket and a sweet tea.
For Jackson Burger, there's only one true choice, and it's always 100% USDA choice chuck.
Did you really think I was going to order the chicken?
Rush's, the official burger of USC football player Jackson Burger and all our hometown heroes.
At the time that I applied for this job, you had to have a college degree. Financially, I really wasn't sure what college was going to look like. And when I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief. The fact that somebody going to buy a lottery ticket helped me go to college. You know, everything you do has an impact, and it's incredible.
Safer waterways means a better South Carolina, and a better South Carolina means a better you.
Hey guys, come on over. Plenty of room.
Bro, this is so good. Yeah, I get why y'all keep coming back. This is next level.
A Gamecock tradition for 85 years.
Y'all boys good? Y'all got quiet there for a minute.
What? It's Rush's. Get you fired up.
Rush's, a proud partner of South Carolina athletes and all hometown heroes.
Welcome back to Carolina Kickoff, presented by Rush's. Of course, 1801 Media is a partnership with the Garnet Trust, South Carolina's NIL collective. So we want to welcome the Garnet Trust Director of Operations, Jeremy Smith.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to dive into a little bit about what the Garnet Trust is all about. So for those watching, kind of just give us an overview of what your guys' role is in South Carolina athletics.
Yeah, absolutely. So the rules have continued to change. And so what we're really focused on now is money above the cap. So the school can dole out up to $20.5 million. And then we come in and we try to fill the need above that. And I can tell you right now, it's not going down. And there's a lot of need for people to support us. And so what we're focusing on is working with businesses. So if you own a business here in Columbia and you're a Gamecock fan, you're probably paying fees for something to somebody that you don't know. Instead, we can connect you with someone that we work with, and some of those fees will come back to us. The good news is we will use the money that we earn and use players to market for that company. So in theory, you're already paying the fees and you're going to get free marketing from one of the players.
All right. So outside of businesses, what are some other ways that people can get involved with the Garnet Trust?
We still do have our memberships for individuals. You can go to garnettrust.com. and go there for as little as $10 a month. That gives you access to some of the events that we're going to be having in the upcoming year. It allows you to get some merchandise. We do weekly drawings, a newsletter. It just gets you a chance to really support us and help us maximize the amount of money we give the student athletes.
And obviously, you guys play a huge role with 1801 Media. Can you kind of break it down for everyone how our relationship works and the importance of both entities when it comes to South Carolina?
Yeah, so when we were looking at the next phase of NIL, we really believed that building a brand was really going to be one of the most important things. Unfortunately, in the beginning stages, it was about bringing as much money as possible so you can dole it out as quickly as possible. But building that brand was really important. So we were approached by a company, college sports company, to potentially put together a media network that would allow us to do player-led, athlete-led content that would help them not only build their brands, but through the viewership like this show, we can sell to sponsors like Rushes, and that money could then go to pay the players for the content that they're shooting.
Well, we're super excited that that's been able to be something that's continued to develop. Make sure that if you're tuning in and you're not involved with the Garnet Trust, you do so. But we're going to go ahead and take a break. And next up on Carolina Kickoff, we are going to dive into an exclusive interview with Meechie Johnson. We will be right back.
Introducing this year's Carolina Jackpot $5 scratch-off ticket, featuring a chance to win up to $200,000. You can even enter your tickets into the second chance promotion. Step on the court for a chance to win $50, $75, or $100,000. This Palmetto series, let's show who really runs this state.
Hey guys, come on over. Plenty of room.
Bro, this is so good. Yeah, I get why y'all keep coming back. This is next level.
A Gamecock tradition for 85 years.
Y'all boys good? Y'all got quiet there for a minute.
What? It's Rushes. Get you fired up.
Rushes, a proud partner of South Carolina athletes and all hometown heroes.
Every athlete has a unique style. For me, it's about a one-of-a-kind approach to my sport. It's not just about what I do on the field, it's about who I am off of it. My inspirations, my taste, and my story. So when I got the chance to design my own sunglasses, I had to make them a reflection of me. Introducing my signature collection, the Lenore Sellers Autograph Series sunglasses. Every line, every color, every detail, chosen by me. They're not just built for performance, they're designed with my personality. The Lenore Sellers Autograph Series, my vision for your vision.
I love this place. I can go with the local barbecue, perfectly seasoned fried chicken, hot dog with chili, and the famous fries. But I keep thinking about a juicy, delicious burger piled high with all my favorite toppings. Every game, every meal, I carry the weight of my namesake.
Welcome, Rushes. May I take your order, please?
It's destiny. I'll take a double bacon cheeseburger basket and a sweet tea.
For Jackson Burger, there's only one true choice, and it's always 100% USDA choice chuck.
Did you really think I was going to order the chicken?
Rushes, the official burger of USC football player Jackson Burger and all our hometown heroes.
Welcome back to Carolina Kickoff, presented by Rushes, as the 2025-2026 Gamecock men's basketball season goes through non-conference play. Early in the season, we got to sit down with one Gamecock star who is happy to be back in the Garnet and Black. Here is part of my exclusive sit-down with Meechie Johnson.
Hi, Gamecock Nation. I am Hanna Barton, bringing you an 1801 Media exclusive as we sit down with Gamecock men's basketball's Meechie Johnson. Meechie, thank you for sitting down with me.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
So we're going to get into your journey in basketball and at South Carolina. But first, I just want to start off with asking you how your past few months back on campus have been.
Man, it's really been a blessing to come back. Everything just felt like, like I've been here before. So just to be back, seeing everybody, seeing the fans, my teammates, coaches, it's just been all nothing but gratefulness.
So we're going to go all the way back to the beginning. How did you find basketball, and when did you realize that it was something that you excelled at? My
dad, and my uncles played basketball, and they coach. So ever since I was younger, I always grew up being around the game. So just being in the gym, always having the ball in your hands. I've been playing as long as I can remember. So I think things got really serious as I got closer to like middle school.
And you go to middle school, you kind of realize this is something that I'm pretty good at. Get to high school. What was the recruiting process like for you?
It was kind of different because my freshman year, I had a great freshman year in high school, and my sophomore year is like kind of when I took off, like nationally. And at the end of my sophomore year, I tore my ACL. So I didn't get to play high school my junior year, but that year I had committed to Ohio State. And then my senior year, the year that I was going to come back after injury, was COVID 2020, and that was going to be my senior year. Ohio State had a player who had a heart condition where he couldn't play again, so they asked me to come early. So I went to college early, and that was my senior year in college.
So in unconventional high school career leading into college, sometimes kids don't really see that type of adversity until they get to college. How do you think that prepared you for the craziness of college athletics?
It was so much that God had prepared me for that I felt like literally prepared me for where I'm at now. I don't think a lot of people could handle tearing their ACL, meniscus, pulling their hamstring at 16 years old. When you're literally looked at as like the number 2 point guard in the country, next biggest thing to come out of Ohio. They're talking like since LeBron James, you know what I mean? And having that relationship too. So just like the pressure of like wanting to play basketball, wanting to play with your friends, like AAU, the best times in the world when you see everybody getting to play. It was so much that mentally I had to go through every single day with that, and then also rehabbing with my injury. High school was so fast for me. I went to prep school my junior year, and then senior year I went to college early, and I didn't think that prep school would have prepared me for college. I got to live in a dorm, that type of stuff. So all that was just like kind of preparing me for the next step. And I wasn't really paying attention to it, but the adversity was definitely there, and I was definitely able to handle it for sure.
So you go to Ohio State, you find success there, and ultimately you decide to enter the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of take me through that decision and what led you to South Carolina.
Ohio State, my freshman year, you have these expectations, and you go into college and you realize that it's just not what I probably thought it would be. It was a tough situation because, Ohio State, probably like from anybody from South Carolina, it could be a dream to go to, the school that you see the player. I was more of a football fan growing up. So I watched a lot of Braxton Miller and Terrell Pryor and stuff like that, those guys. So it was just like that dream of going there and you wanted to be there for your state. So when things like that don't go right, it was tough. But I made that decision to enter the transfer portal. And then a guy like Coach Parrish reach out to you, who's from Ohio, who's watched me since I was a kid, recruited me when I was younger. And he gives you an opportunity to come to a place where I literally knew anything about. I remember when I first got the call about USC, my uncle said, "Yeah, man, USC wants you." And I thought he was talking about Southern California. And I was like, that's too far. I can't go there. And he was like, "Nah, it's South Carolina. The Gamecocks, SEC." And I'm like, where is that at? And then I started dang, Dawn Staley. And I'm like, I didn't put two and two together. So, yeah.
All right. Well, Michi, thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Interview on 1801 Media's YouTube page. Coming up on Carolina Kickoff, presented by Rushes, we introduce you to one Carolina student athlete being honored and supported by the South Carolina Education Lottery. Stick around. We will be right back.
Looking forward to hearing about your journey, getting to South Carolina and your experience.
That's awkward. I'm waiting.
I love this place. I can go with the local barbecue, perfectly seasoned fried chicken, hot dog with chili, and all the famous fries. But I keep thinking about a juicy, delicious burger piled high with all my favorite toppings. Every game, every meal, I carry the weight of my namesake.
Welcome, Rush's. May I take your order, please?
It's destiny. I'll take a double bacon cheeseburger basket and a sweet tea.
For Jackson Burger, there's only one true choice, and it's always 100% USDA choice Chuck.
Did you really think I was going to order the chicken?
Rush's, the official burger of USC football player Jackson Burger and all our hometown heroes.
My name is Adam Gorlitsky, founder and executive director of I Got Legs. We help paralyzed athletes get access to exoskeletons that allows them to stand up and walk again. The South Carolina Education Lottery allowed me to get an education and then use it as a springboard in really launching my organization. It all kind of connects back to making life a little bit easier for people.
More accessibility means a better South Carolina, and a better South Carolina means a better you.
Hey guys, come on over. Plenty of room.
Bro, this is so good. Yeah, I get why y'all keep coming back. This is the next level.
A Gamecock tradition for 85 years.
Y'all boys good? Y'all got quiet there for a minute.
What? It's Russians. Get you fired up.
Rush's, a proud partner of South Carolina athletes and all hometown heroes.
This is more than just a game. It's tradition, legacy. It's a battle for pride. I'm Hanna Barton, and this is where your Gamecock weekend begins. We've got the expert analysis, the sideline intel, and the keys to victory you won't find anywhere else. And we're going to have some fun while giving you the inside scoop on everything you need to know. Before the whistle, before the first kickoff, it all starts right here. Join us for Carolina Kickoff every Friday afternoon before home games, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and X.
Welcome back to Carolina Kickoff, presented by Rush's. Each week on the show, we'll introduce you to a Gamecock athlete that's earned the support of the South Carolina Education Lottery through one of their education scholarships. This week, we sit down with Gamecock football's Amazing Littlejohn. All right, Amazing, thank you for sitting down with me today. I'm looking forward to hearing about your journey, getting to South Carolina and your experiences since you've been here. Let's go back to the beginning. How did you get interested in football, and did you always know you wanted to play football at South Carolina?
Thank you for having me. That's the first thing I would say. And I would say getting interested in football is like just being installed in me. I've been playing football since I was 4 years old. So it's just been a thing that I knew for a long time that I always wanted to do. And then just my journey here is just working my tail off and just getting noticed. The previous receiver coach, Coach Stepp, had gave me a PWO opportunity to play. And with the options I had at the time coming out of high school, it was basically between my top three that I had. And once Coach Fury came here, that really just like solidified it for me, because Coach Fury was actually my first offer at Limestone. So I'm from Gaffney, South Carolina, and that's where Limestone College was at. And he was my first offer. And so just him getting that position role as a receiver coach just solidified it for me.
And you guys kind of had a relationship before you got here. Can you tell me a little bit more about your guys' relationship and with his family and everything like that?
Yeah, so my senior year, well, my 11th grade year, they ended up coming back to Limestone, I want to say, and his son played at the rival school, Bowling Springs, Gaffney rival. But my senior year, they ended up transferring their son over to Gaffney, where I played at my senior year. So, like, in the summer, sometimes we'd go work out and stuff. So just seeing him just take interest in me and watch me work and actually, like, help me with my craft just made, like, a big impact on me towards the type of person he was. And then, like, his wife, Miss Fury, I mean, she's probably my favorite one out the family. Like, she's a very great lady, and I just love her to death.
And so you grew up in South Carolina from Gaffney. Were you always a South Carolina fan, or what was your team growing up?
Well, growing up, my team wasn't South Carolina. It was actually Ohio State, and that was because of Braxton Miller. Like, he was, to me growing up, he was like one of the most electrifying players to watch. Just like a quarterback, to see what he was doing at quarterback, and then when he like made the switch to receiver, and then he had like the crazy spin move against Virginia Tech. They just like, I just knew like he was one of them ones. But I would just say it was probably him that like just led to that.
So it wasn't South Carolina, but at least it wasn't Clemson.
Yeah.
So you get to South Carolina. This is your second year with the Gamecock program. What are some things that you've learned both last year and this year?
Last year when I got here, I would say I got here in the summer, so it was just making sure everybody knew me by my name, Amazing. Or, well, they call me Lil John up there since it's like Mazio, then Mason Love. So they call me Lil John by my last name, but just like making sure people knew my name and actually who I was, and just putting the work in and keeping my head down, just make sure that like my work doesn't go unnoticed and that like my value is appreciated here. And just my first year, I would just say just like being patient and just learning the new terminology of the game, because it's different from the high school level, and like learning coverages wise and stuff like that. And then my second year is just like building up on my first year, just attacking obstacles when anything just thrown my way, and just handling my business day in and day out. So I just feel like just continue to be myself every day. That's what I'm learning. Like, don't try to change my game or try to model myself after anybody else, or just take care of business the way that I do, and all things will come together.
And you're not too far from home being here at South Carolina. What kind of benefit does that bring in terms of, I know you come from a big family, so just maybe getting to see family, friends, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so like my first year here, I would say I was always going back home because I just miss home and I wasn't traveling. So anytime I got the chance to go back, I would just go back. But this year, I say I had the benefit of having my cousin here, Shed Surratt. He plays on the team. That's my first cousin. Him, and then I actually live with my other first cousin back home that I grew up with. Like, we're in the same grade, same age, 2 months apart. So just having them up there, them up here, really like changed perspective for me. So I really don't go as home as much often, because I feel like I got all the family and connections that I need up here now.
That's awesome. So you are here, able to be with your family, able to be a part of this football program as part of a scholarship that's paid by the South Carolina State Lottery. What kind of an opportunity did that give you to have all of these things that you've been telling us about as we've sat down?
Well, they just gave me the opportunity. Like, well, I was just to start off about this. Like, going to high school, I always knew I wanted to play college ball, and I know in college, like, you can get your school paid for it. So if you make good grades, the money that's possibly going to your scholarships will just come back into your pocket. So that's how I always thought of it is. But unfortunately, that didn't work out for me as of right now. So with that money coming in and paying for my scholarships, I don't have to like worry about my school being paid for. So that takes like a huge stress factor of like where I'm gonna get this money from, or like how I'm gonna pay this loan off. So I would say like I do appreciate that. But at the same time, that is something that like I work for throughout them 4 years of high school.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We want to thank the South Carolina Education Lottery for helping so many South Carolina athletes and students receive the support they deserve. That'll do it for us, but we want to thank our amazing guests, the Garnet Trust, the University of South Carolina, and our tremendous sponsors, Rushes and the South Carolina Education Lottery, for making this all possible. We'll see you for our next show next week when the Gamecocks face Clemson. Go Gamecocks.
Go Gamecocks.